Good morning. Welcome to Wake Up in Yoga. It's such a wonderful feeling to be here, sitting on my mat with you. Last week, I asked what you like to do when there's a thunderstorm, and somebody commented about reading a good book, and that sounds great. So today, I'm going to ask you, how have you connected with the earth recently? When was the last time you really connected with nature? Whether it was just putting your feet in some water or in the sand, maybe walking barefoot across the grass or just laying there, let me know. My name is Kendra. My pronouns are she, her, and I am so excited to be here with you today. I just feel very light and just excited to start the week. So hopefully you feel the same way. And if not, that's okay too. That is okay. So here, we're going to start with a nice deep breath in. And a deep breath out. And as you sit here and breathe, just allow the stomach to inhale completely and exhale fully. Everything that I guide you through today is just a suggestion. Please listen to your body, do what feels right and good to you. And also, everything I am passing along has come from my teachers and from their teachers. Maybe on this next exhale, you allow the breath just to be vocal. How does that feel? On the next in-breath, taking the shoulders up and then down and back on the exhale, and just do a couple little shoulder rolls here. And get that upper part of the body waking up. And then switching directions. This way always is a little awkward for me. And then just bringing yourself to a neutral spine. On the out breath, taking the right ear to the right shoulder. In breath, back to center. Out breath, left ear to left shoulder. Inhaling back to center. Working with your own pace there. Maybe pausing on one side or the other if you need a little bit more attention to it. And perhaps taking the chin down towards the chest, just making little half circles here, back and forth. Be here for about 2 more breaths. And releasing back to neutral. We make our way over onto our hands and knees in our tabletop position here. Shoulders should be stacked over the wrists. Hips should be stacked over the knees. And on the in-breath, you're going to drop the belly down, raise the tailbone, gaze goes up and forward. On the exhale, gaze looking back at the navel, tucking the tailbone under, rounding the spine. Moving it through our cat-cow. Working with your breath here. Whatever pace feels good to you. Sometimes it feels good to go nice and slow. And other times the body just wants to move a little more quickly. Returning to a neutral spine here, bringing the toes together at the back of the mat, bringing the knees as wide as the mat, sitting back down on the feet, walking the hands forward in front of you into your child's pose. Forehead is on the mat. If that's not comfortable to you, you can always fold the arms over and rest the forehead on your arms. Here, I invite you to set an intention for today's practice. Whatever that may be for you. Taking a couple more breaths here. Just really allowing yourself to arise here today. On the next in-breath, raising back up into that tabletop position. Maybe taking the hips from side to side for a moment. And from here, we're going to extend the right foot back. The toes can continue to be on the ground for now. We're just going to take some movement forward and backward. Raising that right leg off of the ground, bending at the knee, pointing the toe up into your tiger's pose. You can stay here, or there's an option to take the left hand and meet the foot, allowing for a little bit of balance this morning. A couple more breaths here. Releasing hand and knee back down to the mat. Take a moment to take a little bit of movement if needed here. Extending the left leg behind, toes on the ground. Taking that slight rocking motion back and forth. Raising the left leg up, almost as an extension of the spine, bending the knee, pointing the toe, as if you have a tail. Again, option to bring the right hand to that foot. Just checking in and seeing if this feels any different than the other side. Continuing to breathe here. And release. Just allowing yourself to bring your toes together, knees wide, dropping back into your child's pose. Just checking in with yourself. How are you doing this morning? On your next in-breath, raising back up into that tabletop position. Bringing your knees back in. We're going to tuck the toes under. Lift the knees slightly off of the mat. And release. We'll do that 2 more times. Stabilize through the hands and lift. release. Last time here. Lift and release. Spreading the fingers wide here. This next time we're going to lift our hips up and back into our downward facing dog. Allowing as much bend in the knees as needed here. If it feels good to you, pedaling out each side. This morning my legs are telling me that they're tired. But this feels good to wake them up. And here, just allow yourself a couple breaths. Walking the feet to meet the hands, allowing yourself to hang in forward fold. Knees, again, as bent as they need to be. Perhaps you want to grab each of your elbows. Just take a little swing, movement side to side. And releasing the hands back down to the mat. On the next in-breath, raising up, arms coming over the head. Maybe adding a slight back bend here. Exhaling, hands down to the side. See what it feels like to be standing here this morning. Feet grounded into the earth. Allowing the shoulders to drop down and back. This is your mountain pose. Feeling sturdy, supported. On the next in-breath, bringing the hands above the head. Exhale, bringing hands down to the mat, forward fold. Stepping back with the right leg. Right knee meets the mat, gaze goes forward. Taking a breath here. Stabilizing through the hands. Left foot meets the right in your plank. From here, we're going to go knees, chest and chin down to the mat. Sliding forward into your cobra. Pushing up as much as you want. Taking a little movement side to side here, as that just feels really good on my back. From here, moving through your tabletop, tucking your toes, and then pressing your hips up and back into your downward facing dog. Allowing the right foot to come forward between the hands, left knee meets the mat, gaze goes forward. Bringing the left foot to meet the right in your forward fold. Just take a moment here. And on the next in-breath, bringing the hands above the head. Maybe adding that slight back bend if it feels good to you. Exhale, hands come down to the side. Again, just allowing yourself to feel the stability in this mountain pose. Taking a breath here as we prepare for the other side. On the next in-breath, bringing the hands above the head. Exhaling, hands coming down to the mat. Stepping back on the left foot. Bringing the left knee to the mat, gaze goes forward. Taking a moment here. And stabilizing through the hands, right foot meets the left in your plank. Here we'll do knees, chin and chest to the mat. And then slithering forward like a cobra, pointing those toes behind you. Taking any movement here if that feels good to you. And moving into your downward facing dog. Left foot steps between the hands, right knee meeting the mat, gaze goes forward. Allowing the right foot to meet the left in your forward fold. In breath, hands go above the head. Out breath, hands down to the side. Taking a moment in your mountain pose. Perhaps thinking about how you can connect with nature. Or maybe thinking about how you recently have. The next in-breath, hands go overhead, right foot steps back at about a 45-degree angle, starting to bend into that front leg. Knees over the ankle. You should be able to see your big toe. This is warrior one. And here, bringing the hands to heart center, twisting open to the long side of the mat, hands going out to a T, adjusting that back foot to 90 degrees. This is your warrior two. Feeling nice and strong here. Take a breath in and out. Bringing the forearm to the leg, extending the right hand overhead, extended side angle. Sweeping that right hand back into a T. We're going to take the bend out of that front leg. Right hip kind of moves backwards. Gaze goes over the right fingertips, leaning forward, and then just allowing that left hand to find the inside of the leg. Right arm goes up in the air, wherever you're comfortable here. Your triangle pose. Gaze can be up at the right hand or down at the left. So I'm coming back into that T, leaning into that front knee, again into our warrior two. Breath here. Rotating on the back toe, bringing the hands above the head into this high lunge. And stepping the foot forward. Out breath, hands come down to the side. Taking a breath here in your mountain pose. Breathing in and out, allowing the shoulders to be away from the ears. On the next in-breath, taking the hands above the head, stepping the left foot behind you at a 45-degree angle, and then slowly bending into that front knee, allowing the knee to be stacked over the ankle. You should be able to just see that big toe right there. Breath here. Bringing the hands to heart center, Rotating open towards the long side of the mat, hands going out to a T, gaze going over the middle finger, warrior two. Feeling the stability here. The forearm to the leg, extending the left hand over arms. Just feel a stretch from the left pinky toe all the way through that left pinky finger. Extended side angle. Remembering to breathe. Sweeping the hand back into the T, taking the bend out of that front leg here, left hip towards the back wall, moving forward, and then allowing the right hand to find the inside part of the leg, left arm up into the air, and sinking into this to any extent that feels good to you. If you have a block available, you can also put that under your right hand. Gaze can be up at the left hand or down towards the mat. One more breath here. Hands returning to a T, bending into that front knee, to your warrior two position. Rotating on the back toe, hands going up into the air, into a high lunge. And stepping forward to meet the right foot. Hands coming down to the side. In your mountain pose here. Next in breath, bringing the hands above the head. Out breath, forward fold. I'm just going to step both feet back into your plank position. Holding this for a moment. Knees coming towards the mat. And just readjusting yourself so you're in your tabletop position here. Come around the cat-cow here, moving with your own breath. Making your way to your seat, maybe you cross your legs over and roll back. Allowing the legs to go long in front of you. Bringing the left leg over the right. And then the left hand can either go on the knee, right hand behind you, an extension of the spine, or you can also take this left arm and extend it straight. I'm just gonna look over the right shoulder. On the in breath, you're gonna extend your spine. And on the out breath, maybe find a little bit more of a twist here. Just explore, see what feels good to you. Releasing that side, extending the legs long for a moment, maybe shaking them out. Bringing the right leg over the left. Left hand is behind you. Right hand can either be on the knee or extended. Gaze going over the left shoulder. Your seated twist. Feeling that extension on the in-breath. And a twist on the out breath. Listening to your body, being aware. And release. And taking the legs long, giving them a little wiggle here. And starting to make your way to your back on the mat. Knees can stay bent if that feels good to you as we move into our final resting pose. Feet can come out wide, allowing the knees to fall into one another. Or extending them long, allowing the toes to drop outward. Just starting to notice your breath. Maybe you notice something that you can see around you. Or perhaps your eyes are closed. Bring awareness to your body. Maybe there's some sensations that you can feel. And just the way the earth is holding you. Perhaps you can identify a smell or a taste. Maybe there's a noise that you can hear. Whatever it may be, just notice. Starting to bring awareness back to the breath. Wiggling the fingers and the toes. On the next in breath, drawing the hands above the head. Taking a nice big stretch here. On the next out breath, drawing the knees into the chest. Giving yourself a nice big hug. Making your way over to one side. And at your own pace, slowly pushing yourself up, allowing the head to come last. Just taking a breath here. Thank yourself for arriving and showing up. I'm going to finish our practice with the universal sound of Om, a vibration connecting all beings. Join me if you feel comfortable. Exhaling completely, inhaling fully. Thank you. Thank you for joining me with Wake Up in Yoga. I want to thank Global Breath and Wild Earth for giving us the opportunity to do this. And thanks VegFest as well. This has been so much fun joining you this month on Monday mornings. I know that there's going to be a little bit of a break, but in the next couple of weeks, maybe mid-September or into October, these yoga sessions will continue at 8 a.m. So just check in with the Facebook group and you should see the next time they'll be available. And thank you so much to everybody for joining me. I had so much fun doing this with you. If you have any comments or questions, I can go take a look at those now. Okay. Well, again, thank you for showing up today and enjoy your week.